Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're doing a comparison that you've requested on the channel, and that is the Galaxy Buds compared to the Jabra Elite 65T. Let's get right to it. Now, Samsung will be launching the Galaxy Buds next month. And what we want to do is compare them to the Jabra Elite 65T. And let's face it, the Jabra Elite 65T have been one of the best performing earbuds on the market for the price. Great value, great capabilities, balanced features. So we want to compare it to here, the Galaxy Buds, and see how they compare. Now in this video, we're going to be covering the actual battery life. We'll cover the audio. We'll cover the fit and finish. We'll look at the actual cases themselves. We'll take a look at, all the features and see how they compare from an audio transparency perspective. We'll also look at the apps themselves and several other things as we're going through this video. So it's going to be a very detailed review, and we'll also include like the call quality tests so that you could get the best idea of which one you want to use. Now keep in mind that both of these earbuds are similarly priced. So this, you can probably get it around $169, and I've even seen them as low as $140. When this becomes available, it's going to be around the same price point, $130 to $140, depending on availability and whatnot. So they're very balanced when it comes to the comparison. So we're going to get right to the review. So let's check them out.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon to get notified when new videos become available.
All right, so now let's first take a deep dive into the actual battery life of the products. So if we start looking at the Samsung first. So the Samsung product here, the Galaxy Buds, you're going to get 5 hours of talk time, and you'll get 6 hours of music. So that's going to give you that total experience of 6 hours. Now, the case itself is going to buy you an additional 7 hours. So that's going to give you a really nice experience. Now, one of the things that sets this product apart is that you can use each one of the earbuds completely independently. So that means that I can put one earbud in my ear and I can use that for calls, and I can also use that for music, right? Just one by itself. So I literally can get 5 to 6 hours of one earbud, put it back, grab another one, put it in the other ear, get 5 to 6 hours again, and then charge it in the case and get another 7 hours. Now the charging of the case also has a cool feature, which is quick charging. And the quick charging technology is going to give you the ability to charge within 15 minutes, 1.7 hours worth of use. So 1.7, so just a little bit over, an hour and a half. So that's really great, because that means that no matter what situation you're in, as soon as you put them in the case and store them, they're going to charge. And if 15 minutes have passed, you've bought yourself another 1.7 hours, regardless of where you are with the battery life. So again, independent use of each earbuds, and at the same time, you have that fast charging technology with up to 7 more hours if you put them in the case. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Jabra. So the Jabra are going to give you great battery life too. So the Jabra, you're going to get 5 hours, and they don't really make a difference between talk time and also music time. So it's just 5 hours. So you can get 5 hours, and with the case, you're going to get an additional 10 hours. So the battery life is a little bit better. Remember, with this one, you were only going to get an additional 7 hours. So you do get 10 hours with this one. So that's really good. Now, one of the things that you don't get with the Jabras is you don't get that feature where you can actually use them independently. You can only use one, so you can use the right earbud only, but you cannot change between earbuds. So you have to have at least this one in on the right side to be able to use it, and if you want to use the other one, then you would minimally have to have the right one in, which is very different from this experience. Again, with this one, you could have either one in, and you're going to be able to use it for calls and for audio, and with this one, you have to have at least the right one in to do calls or audio, and then if you want to be able to use them independently, you can only use one earbud. Now this Jabra version also has that quick charging technology, so you get 15 minutes of charge is going to give you 1.5 hours of use. So again, the difference, 1.7 versus 1.5 in your fast charging, and again, the independent use varies. Now next, let's talk about IP rating. So you do have an IPX rating with the Samsung Buds. The Galaxy Buds have an IPX rating of 2. Now the Jabras, right? Now the Jabras have an IPX rating of 55, and if you go with the Actives, you get an IPX rating of 56. So they are splash sweat proof, but this has a higher rating compared to the two. So again, has a IPX2, IPX55. Now, what about Bluetooth settings? Both of these support Bluetooth 5.0, so you can have great connectivity, great range with these. You'll be able to use them and have a strong signal. I've been able to walk around the house and, the 30 feet range, not a problem with either. All right, so next let's talk about the mics. So when you look at the Samsung ones, and let's pull them out just for a second so you can take a look at it. The Samsung ones have a 2 mic array. So you have a mic on the outside and then you have a mic in the inside. And it's supposed to negotiate based on the noise that's going on around you, how it deals with using either the external mic or the internal mic to deal with noise to make your voice clearer. So the Samsung has a 2 mic array. Now let's take a look at the ones from Jabra. So we'll go ahead and open up the case and take a look at them really quick. Now the Jabras, they have a 4 mic array. So you'll notice that it's a little bit more involved what's going on here. And in addition to having the 4 mic array, you also have wind protection. So it has a little bit more advanced solution when it comes to microphones, but it is also a little bit larger, and we'll see that in a second. So now let's talk about ambient noise or hear-through technology. Both of these solutions have hear-through technology, meaning that you can hear what's going on around you. So you'll be able to listen to your surroundings as you're walking. You'll also be able to configure it inside of the app. But I would say, in my opinion, if I think about who has the best, right now my pick is going to be Jabra. It has it, but this is pretty much the leader when it comes to hear-through technology. All right, so next let's take a closer look at the earbuds so that we can see how they compare. So we'll start with the Samsung ones. So we'll go ahead and bring them in right here so you can see them. And Samsung's earbuds are very small and they're very light. As we take a look at the earbuds themselves, they have a very low profile. I'm going to put one in my ear so we can compare them from, each one from left to right. And what you're looking at is, from an earbud perspective, the weight is 5.6 grams. That's really, really light. And they're so light that at times for me, they feel like they're going to fall out of my ear, even though they're really not, but they're just very, very light. So this is what it would look like. And you'll notice that it has a small profile, has small fins all the way around it. So let's take a look at now the Jabra. So we'll put this over to the side here and we'll open up the Jabras. And as we look at the Jabra does not have a fin, as you can see here. The Jabras are a little bit larger. They do have also, the ear gel if we compare them side by side. They have, again, that 4 mic array, but these weigh a little bit more. You're looking at 6.5 grams. And one of the things that is very different about these is because it has kind of like a slave master mode, one is actually heavier than the other. So you have one earbud is going to be 6.5 grams and the other one is going to be 5.8 grams. So you do have a difference in weight and it's a little bit heavier, but when it comes to grams, it's surprising how when you're wearing them, it is very noticeable. Even though it's a small difference, it's noticeable when it's in your ear. Now the other thing that you'll notice is size. So let's put these so that you can see them side by side from how big they are. So notice how much larger you have the Jabras compared to, again, the Galaxy. So the Galaxies are much smaller, which is also part of that weight factor as well. But the battery life, again, is pretty close on both of these. All right, so next let's take a look at how they look in your ear. So I'm going to put the Jabra ones in my ear, and Jabra has a really neat feature. They're kind of twist and lock, and most of these all are twist and lock type. So I'm going to put it in, and you twist and lock, and once you twist and lock, and you see this part right here is like kind of going in an angle right here, this is how you want to have it. And that's going to make sure that you get the best audio quality when you're taking calls. Now I'm going to take the Galaxy Buds, and I'm going to put them the same way, and it also uses a twist and lock. And now you can see them both in my ear at the same time. So the question for you is, as you're looking at them, which one do you prefer? Which one do you think stands out more? Which one do you think is, makes you look like you have something growing out of your ear? Which one is more discreet? Now keep in mind that the Jabra that you see here is dark, so it may blend a little bit more, and these are white, so it may stand out more. But this is also available in black, and I think it's like there's a lime color as well, or yellow kind of color that you can choose. So, but take a look at the profiling. So we do left and right. Take a look at the profiling. Now both of them are very secure. So as I shake my head, you know, they're not going to come out. I haven't had them drop out of my ear. What I will say though is that for me, the Jabra feels very snug, and maybe it's because it's a little bit larger, but when it's in my ear, it feels very snug in my ear. When I feel this one in, this also feels snug, but not as much as this one. The best way I can describe it is almost like this one's tighter in my ear than this one is. So this is what they look like on each side. Tell me, which one do you prefer? Which one do you think you'd want to have in your ear where it wouldn't make you look like you're, again, one of those people that don't want to communicate with the world? One more time. Which one do you prefer? So next, let's talk about audio quality. Now, from audio quality, both of these do a really fine job. Samsung is tuned AKG, right? Which, in my opinion, is actually really good. It's not like a Sennheiser level, Master and Dynamics level, but it's still, it's very good. So you get the Bose, not the Bose, but I'll say the bass, you get the highs, you get the mids, you get the lows, all that stuff is very present. There's good soundstage taking place, so you can really listen to the separation of the instruments going on. And you have a lot of configuration in the app, which we're going to see in a second. The same thing is happening with the Jabras. So the Jabras do a really good job when it comes to audio quality. But what I'll do is I'll probably give this one just a higher mark because of the configuration of the app. When we start looking at the app, you have more flexibility when it comes to the app and configuring and tailoring the sound. Now keep in mind that it's like really, really close. If you were to ask me with no app at all, how do they compare? I'd say they compare really well. I would say that they're probably equal. It's the app that's going to make the difference, and you're going to see that in a couple seconds. But I'm really happy with the audio quality for the price point. Again, we're not talking about $300 earbuds. We're talking about earbuds that are $130 to $160. They're definitely better than the ones that I've seen on the market. All right, so next we're going to take a look at the apps themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and put one of the earbuds in. And one of the things that you'll notice is that as soon as I put the earbud in my ear, you're going to get a pop-up display that will let you know that you've been connected. Now that's tied to the One UI, that's tied to kind of like the new Samsung experience. It's pretty cool because also when you open up the case for the very first time, it has intelligent pairing. So as soon as you open it up like this, if you have a Samsung Galaxy device nearby, the Samsung Galaxy device is going to recognize that there is a Galaxy Bud close by, and it's going to prompt you if you want to pair. So I think that that's a really cool feature. When we think about the Jabras don't have that feature. So let's go ahead and take a look at the app so that you can see how the apps work. So I'm going to go ahead and let me get into the Galaxy app so we can take a look at some of the features there. So here we'll keep this in an angle so you can see the app. And you do have the ability to see both earbuds. In this case, because I only have one in my ear, it only recognizes that one is present. The earbuds, and you'll find this also on the Jabras, have touch controls, and the touch controls are configurable, so you can determine if you want to play, pause, move next. You do have some options down here when it comes to ambient sound, how you can turn it on and off, and you can control that from the earbud. And then also you can pair these with multiple devices. So it even tells you, pairing with a phone. If you've already paired your tablet or your earbuds with a phone or tablet, just open the charging case to connect them again. So that's really straightforward here. Now you do have an equalizer, and this equalizer you'll notice here is pretty, I would say it's non-configurable, but it does have some configuration, and let me explain that. So you do have the ability to choose dynamic, soft, bass boost, clear, and then also treble, depending on what you like. Now, in my experience, listening to music of multiple genres, what I've been able to find is that the bass is present, mids and highs are present. I put the sound signature as somewhat warm in nature. The bass is definitely, when you switch the bass, you can actually tell the differences, but what you don't have is the ability to create your own profile or to really change it to what you would like. So if that's a big deal for you, the app may get better or may improve, but it just doesn't have that. And then you could turn that off as well if you want to. Very simple though to use. I'll say the UI is really good here. You do have the configuration for notifications. You have, again, the ability to modify your touch controls. So there's a lot of configuration there. And you also have the ability to lock them down. You have ambient sound, and the ambient sound is configurable. So you have the ability to reduce it, increase it, and also change the focus to be vocal focus if that's something that you wanted. And then what you also have is you have your Find My Earbuds, so that you can find your buds in the event that you misplace it, and it's going to be, you know, like a map feature. So again, really nice, software upgradable, very easy to use. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Jabras. Now for the comparison, I'm just going to go ahead and pop in my actives. The Elite 65T and the actives are pretty much the same when it comes to the app features. So we'll just take a look at, you know, the fact that I'm looking at the actives just for a couple seconds. Here you do have the ability to see what your battery percentage is, and you can see this at the very top. And one of the things that you'll notice that even though I have one in, I do have my second indicator on the side, and there's a little difference there showing that it's, you know, that it's not active. You do have preferences. You have the surround audio mode. You know, you have that here through technology. You have the equalizer, but this is where the equalizer is a little bit different. So here I can actually adjust and tailor to what I would like. So this is where I would say that the app gives you much more flexibility than what Samsung is doing right now. Now, for those of you who are looking for presets and don't do configuration, they also support those as well. So you can go with bass boost, you can go with smooth, you can go with speech, treble, and energize. So you do have the ability to kind of work with those as well. Now, you also have some location type preferences. So you can say if I am in my commute, it will basically remember some of the settings that you have. So I think that that's really nice. If you go through, you know, focus, it basically gives you the ability to have like pink noise or white noise. You know, and there's a whole series of things that you have in here that you can actually go through, different sound effects, and this is just to kind of block out the noise. And then you'll notice here that in the active mode, what it does is it turns on here through so that you can hear your surroundings, and then it has, in this case, because I'm wearing the active, it has the activities. For the standard Elite, it doesn't have the activity section, but again, it has kind of like the stuff that you were seeing right here. Now, the apps, again, I find that the Galaxy app is much simpler. The UI is much cleaner, but it feels like the Plantronics, or in this case the Jabra actually, has a higher configurability. Let me know what you think. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the actual, you know, Galaxy version, or do you like the Jabra app better? Now the next thing we're going to take a look at are the cases. Now if we look at the cases themselves, the case for the Galaxy Buds is very, very small. It's thin, it's easy to pocket, and again, it charges wirelessly. It uses a USB-C as the charging connector, which is really nice, and it is the kind that just won't open. It's also easy to open, so you notice how it has this groove right here. All I have to do is open up, and that's it. And when I close, it closes easily. Putting the earbuds into the case is really simple too. All you do is you drop them in, and while there's no magnetic guiding here, there's really no wrong way to put them in, because again, you have to put them in the slot correctly, and then when you close, it's gonna charge. So again, you have a charge indicator. You see in the inside a charge indicator as well, and then you have again the earbuds here placed nicely. Now taking a look at the Jabra also has a small case, but if we compare it, you'll notice that it's kind of almost the same size and length, but it's a little bit taller because of how things are stored. Now we do have USB, micro USB, not USB-C as a connector. And you do have a little LED here on the bottom that will indicate, you know, your battery life and your charging. Now, in order to get into this, even though it has a groove here, you won't be able to open it because it has kind of like a security lock. To open it, you have to squeeze the sides, and then you basically pop it open just like this. Now, I have had some friends that I've recommended the earbuds to that haven't watched my videos, so shame on you for not. And they can't figure out how to open up the case. They go like, it's so hard. And I say, all you got to do is squeeze the sides. So all you got to do is squeeze the sides and you'll be able to open it. Now, the actual buds themselves, there's no magnetic placement, but they do go in securely, and you won't be able to close this if you don't have them in the right place, you know, to do it. And then as soon as you do it, you'll notice also you have a little indicator in the inside as well. And as soon as you close it, you'll notice that it does or has the same feature where it starts charging. So it really comes down to preference and look and feel, and the cases themselves are keyed for the Galaxy. So depending on the color of your earbud, it's going to be keyed to the color. So black, black, yellow, yellow, white, white. For the Jabras, they're all going to be this color. So next, let's talk about call quality. 2 microarray versus 4 microarray. Which one sounds better? Well, we're going to let you be the choice of that. Let me know once you see this video which one you prefer from a call quality perspective.
Okay, so here we're in a local coffee shop. Before I give you a sense of what the ambient noise is like in the shop at this time. So this will give you kind of a sense of the actual noise, and what we're going to do is going to do a call with both the Samsung Galaxy Buds as well as the Jabra 65T.
3, 2, 1. So these are the Samsung Galaxy Buds, all quality tests at a lower copy test. Let me know what you think about the audio quality as we do this audio test. So this is again the Samsung Galaxy Buds in a copy test setting, and this is the call quality. Let me know what you think in the comment area below. So these are the Jabra 65T in a coffee shop setting, and this is the audio quality that you should expect if you are using it. What do you think about the audio quality? How do they sound? Is this should be very coming at the front? Let me know in the comment area below.
All right, guys, so that concludes our comparison of the Jabra Elite 65T to the Samsung Galaxy Buds. Which one do you prefer? Which one are you going to have in your pocket? Which one are you going to have in your purse? They're very comparably priced. This one is very tied to the, I would say, to the Galaxy ecosystem, but it will work on an iPhone, will work on tablets, will work on any device, and this one will as well. But what is your preference? Let me know in the comment area below which one you're going to pick up this next month or right now.